YouTube. As you can see, we have been making some progress on the shelves. It's slow going, but there's progress. This video is my wrap up for April 2021. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible either though, so we will take what we can get. The first book that I finished last month was 10 Things I Hate About Pinky by Sandy Menon, which is YA contemporary romance. It is fake dating, which I love. This follows Pinky, who is kind of like an activist, rabble-rouser type, and her mother is more staid, and they are going to their summer house over the summer. And her cousin Dolly is also going to be there, and she is very much like the good girl, and she's also very tired of that. And of course, when she tries to break free of that mold and it all goes wrong, Pinky's the one who's blamed, and so like in anger at, just immediately being blamed, she kind of blurts out, well, I haven't, fucked everything up. I have this really good guy boyfriend. And Samir, his internship fell through at this law firm, and her parents are lawyers, so she manages to wheedle him into the agreement through that. And I love these two. They're very sweet and they bring out the best in each other, but also I really enjoy the fact that it also kind of cares about and focuses on this rift with her mother, and familial bonds are really important here. A little bit more on Pinky's side. Samir goes through growth, which is relating to his mother as well, but she doesn't get as much page time, and it's a bit of a shame, but I really liked it, and I think the development on all fronts was done really well. I'd also like to point out that I got this through Words and Kisses, which is like an independent bookstore that's online. It's romance focused, and yeah, I love that shop so much. Just thought I'd put that in as well. So after that, it was an audiobook, Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, narrated by Elizabeth Acevedo and Melania Louisa Marta, I think is how you pronounce it. I apologise if I'm wrong. I was really looking forward to this, but I wasn't connecting in a way. Like, I've been very weird with books and audiobooks. I tend to forget that my library app is there at all, so this is very much like a me problem, but it wasn't working. I want to go back to it at some point, but yeah, this was a DNF. The third book that I finished was Asha and the Spirit Bird by Jaspinder Balan. This is a magical adventure set in and around the foothills of the Himalayas, and it follows Asha, who comes home one day to find that her home has been ransacked by moneylenders. Her father hasn't been sending money back from his job in the city. They haven't heard from him in months. Time's running out and they might have to move to Britain. She doesn't want this, of course. This is where her life is, and she really doesn't want to leave without knowing what happened to her father. And so she ends up going on this quest to find him that will take her to the source of the Ganges, and she sees this bird that she is sure is her Nanaji's spirit, who she's confident will keep going with her along the way. It's a really fun, fast-paced book, and I gave it 4 stars. So the fourth book that I read was, apologies for my mispronunciation, Six Glass Shoe by Chong Wai Kung. this is poetry, which I don't usually read. I just don't really get it. Like, I can enjoy and appreciate a good metre, but it just mostly goes straight over my head. I really wanted this one because I was so excited to discover a Scottish writer. In fact, I also discovered Anna Chung in the same anthology, which was Haunted Voices by Haunt Publishing, which is also amazing. So yeah, I decided to give this a go. I had previously read one of his chapbooks, which I liked and did interesting things with form that I don't understand. But this one I understood. It's somehow very personal and also very familiar. Like, it tugs in that kind of very deep kind of home part of me that I just kind of felt an understanding with it. And like, I think you can kind of tell, you know, kind of restaurant exterior, and also with the title, which is in Cantonese and Gaelic. You know, it talks about food and belonging and home, and yeah, it's so good that I would recommend it to anyone who loves poetry, but also anyone who isn't sure about poetry. I just feel like this is like a really good place to come in, and also a good place to settle in, if that makes sense. And then it was Milk and Honey, the audiobook, which, you know, cleaning stuff out, I had a few of her poetry collections, and listening to her discuss the topics was hard at times. It was such a different experience than reading it, and overall I think I prefer reading it. I also kind of have moved on in my taste and my interest in that form of poetry. But yeah, it really hit. Okay, so Kickstarter is one of my loves, and art books are another. So when I saw this come up, I was ecstatic. This is Sanctuary, A Decade of Art by Yumi, who's one of my favourite artists. It is gorgeous. Yumi, also know Yumi from her work on like Fish Eye Placebo, which is an online comic. It's great. And I thought that the art was lovely. I gave it 5 stars. I really adored it. If you're looking for the kind of art book that goes into like, that talks about craft and where the artist is coming from, you're not really going to get that. There is some text, and it's mostly just relating to the images. And yeah, like I said, I gave it 5 stars. That I don't personally need that, but one thing which was a little off-putting was that it's formatted like this, which means that you have to turn it constantly. But like I said, this is one of my favourite artists, and it's still 5 stars for me. I still love it, but yeah, a wee bit of a crick in the neck. The last physical book that I read was Cinderella is Dead by Kaelin Barron, which, yeah, okay, so I said I was in a weird reading mood, and I was, and this was really good for that. It has so many really interesting concepts, and it was really fast paced for me anyway. I was getting through it quick, and I really, really loved it until we got to a point. And that point was Constance. I am sorry, nope. It kind of picked up again when someone else came into it. But yeah, Constance was a huge problem for me. She just was nothing. I know she was very necessary for plot reasons, but also was she? Did we need to have her? Yeah, so it didn't quite work in that sense for me. Also, we did this for book group, and yeah, it is very YA, so if you're not keen on that, then maybe skip it. But there were a lot of really great concepts in it, so I did enjoy it still. It got 6 stars from me. And lastly, also for book group, was the short story The Price of Meat by KJ Charles, which you could just tell the author was having a lot of fun with this. And I would also have had a lot of fun with it, but I got so confused. It's kind of like a play on the Demon Barber Fleet Street, and I got too tripped up on like the Alan Rickman movie, which, yeah, so it was really fun and I had a great time with it, but also I was expecting certain things to go certain ways because of the movie, and of course it didn't. And also, the source material differs from even that movie. So there were like allusions to some things that, were in the original and which I couldn't pick up on either. But it was really fun. So yeah, if you like cannibals and like yeah, yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So that was April. It happened. This month has been going a lot better in terms of books, but yeah, you're gonna have to wait a wee while for that. Thank you for watching. Bye.